Hi, this is Casey Fortune at Fortune Realty, and welcome to the top 5 master plan communities in the Colorado Springs area. If you are relocating to Colorado Springs, this is a great starting point. Even if you're not thinking about a master plan community, I promise you need to look into them, which can help you determine, are they for me? Are any of these communities for me? So at the end of this video, you should know, 1, what type of master plan communities we have. 2, are they a good fit for you and your family? Or do I need to look outside of these communities? 3, is you're gonna have a really good idea of the proximity of these subdivisions, because we're gonna cover a pretty large area. So if that's what you're looking for, stay tuned.
Let's take a quick look at the map to see where all of these subdivisions are at in proximity to the downtown Colorado Springs area. Is right here, starting with Banning Lewis. It is on the northeast side of town, which really all of these subdivisions are on the northeast side of Colorado Springs, but this one's on the south side of Woodman Road, which Woodman is a big divider between the north and south of Colorado Springs. So Banning Lewis, huge area right here. And then we're going to go up Woodman Road into the Falcon area and visit Meridian Ranch, which is right here. You can see the golf course that runs through some of the subdivision. Then we're going to head back down Woodman Road, go up Powers, and visit Wolf Ranch and Cordera are right here in this area. And then we're going to head up north to the Flying Horse area right here in this large community. I tell you what I'm going to do. I was going back and forth on which 5 subdivisions I should pick for this video, and I kind of have a tie. So at the end of this video, I am going to include a 6th subdivision, and is quickly becoming one of my favorite subdivisions and my clients. It's not that popular and nobody's talking about it. What is a master plan community? Let's go to Google for that. Right, what does Google say about this? A master plan community is a large-scale, meticulously designed development built from the ground up. Well, no kidding, Google. Are you going to build it from the sky down? Okay, let's look at some of the others. Comprehensive design, sure, they build houses, a variety of houses. Yeah, definitely. This one makes me think of Flying Horse, where you can have an affordable patio home or a multi-million-dollar luxury home. Exclusive amenities, absolutely. This is a big deal of why people want to get into these subdivisions. Fitness centers, the pools, the clubhouses, playgrounds, some have golf courses and walking trails going throughout the subdivision. Integrated services, yes, live, work, play. You probably won't work in the subdivision unless you are a lifeguard or working at the school, which actually I do have clients that work at schools within the subdivisions they live, and that's awesome. Sense of community, this is a really big one. Most of my clients that are looking at these subdivisions want to get out. They want to meet their neighbors. They want to be social, go to social gatherings, especially in the summertime, and find that entertainment within the subdivision, which also saves you a lot of money. Managed by a single entity, this is a great reminder that every one of these do have covenants that you are required to follow and HOA fees. Let me also set some expectations in Colorado Springs. If you're coming up from the south, say Dallas area, I know some of those master plan communities seems like they have theme parks and water parks. We have some fantastic parks, some fantastic water features in some of the swimming pools, but we really don't have these extravagant master plan communities. You really don't need them as much. I mean, the temperatures here kind of max out around 90 degrees. So some people are going, well, my kids go swimming 7 days a week. Well, they might not go swimming 7 days a week. We're in monsoon season and we get rainstorms about every afternoon. So the temperature can go from, it's probably around mid 80s right now, and then we get a rainstorm, and then boom, it drops down all the way into the 60s. So let's get started right here at Wolf Ranch. We are going to start by looking at the community page that you'll find on my website under the communities tab, Wolf Ranch. And this is where you're going to go to find much more in-depth information, as well as an in-depth video and the current inventory. I can't put all this information on the video because it would be an hour long and my computer would probably explode trying to process it all. We scroll down. Let me just show you real quick. And again, this goes for each one of these subdivisions. Much more in-depth.
Hi, this is Casey Fortune at Fortune Realty.
You don't need to listen to this guy. You'll also find Cordera right below it.
Hey everybody, this is Casey
video. And then if you keep scrolling down, frequently asked questions, this is where you're going to find much more information about school districts, really important stuff like the HOA in Wolf Ranch. This will take you to that link, what schools are available, and these links will take you directly to those school websites. So don't forget to check out all of these links in the description below.
Wolf Ranch only has one swimming pool, but surprisingly, it's not that crowded either. Wolf Ranch does not have a big fitness facility, but it does have this really cool pond. This is stocked with fish, and every time I come down here, there's a ton of kids out here fishing, and it's actually the busiest part of the subdivision. I had to walk around a little bit to get away from people because, well, I don't like to put people on camera. And now, welcome to Cordera. This subdivision is located right next to Wolf Ranch. In fact, they actually border each other. Cordera is a quarter of the size of Wolf Ranch. The reason why I still put it on the list is because it's so small. The things that it does have to offer really aren't that crowded at all. And the HOA fees for this neighborhood for what it has to offer are very affordable. The other thing that I want to point out is all of these subdivisions are on the east side of town. And yes, you still get huge dramatic mountain views. The camera can never capture what I'm seeing right now. But as I stand here, you have huge Pike Peak view off to the west. And turn around. Look at the beautiful farmhouse style community center that Cordera has to offer with 2 swimming pools, 2 outdoor pools. Most fitness enthusiasts that are in Cordera and Wolf Ranch are going to go right across the street to Lifetime Fitness. And some people may think, well, that's kind of annoying, but honestly, there's your trade-off. Yeah, you have to pay for that fitness facility, but for those people who want to live in Cordera that say, I don't want a fitness facility, then you don't have to pay for it. Am I at a wedding venue? No, even though it looks like it. This is called the Demonstration Garden in Cordera. The Grand Lawn is right next to me where I was standing. They have some really fun get-togethers in the summer over there. This is a peaceful garden that you can come walk through daily. That's just part of their huge networking trail system that goes underneath the road and throughout the entire subdivision. Welcome to Banning Lewis Ranch. This is definitely one of the top master planned communities in the Colorado Springs area. I'm out here in their open space, which I think this is a 70+ acre park. That's enormous. The pool is right behind me. Red Barn facility is right there, is something that you can rent. And on this side, I'm looking straight at Pikes Peak. Then you have some pickleball courts over here. I would say that this is the least expensive master plan community in our whole region. It's also massive, so touch a little bit on pros and cons. One con of Banning Lewis is it's going to be developed for, gosh, I don't know, I would guess potentially 10 more years of new builds being built out towards the east of town. But the flip side of that is it's really cheap to get in here. I think Banning Lewis provides more for the amount of HOA fee that you pay compared to every other subdivision. So you just have to get outside and use all these amenities that are offered to you. I say that because this is late July. I'm out here on a weekday and there's not a ton of people out here, meaning kids are out of school, and I wish they were all at the park, but they're not. So use it. I tell that to all my buyers. Yes, use this stuff. A lot of my buyers are like, I'm so excited to have access to all this. And I'm like, hey, how's the parks? And they're like, we've never been. So I just say that because if you're interested in a master plan community, plan on using it and be honest with yourself. If you're thinking, gosh, my kids, or I don't even have kids, or we're grandparents, we're not going to use all this stuff, then maybe you don't need a master plan community, because either way you're going to be paying for it. But if you are the type that loves to have activities right outside your doorstep, you've got to come check out Banning Lewis Ranch. The swimming pool is right behind me, packed with kids having an absolute blast. I'm not going to take my camera over there because people get really weird about that, which I don't blame them. They're like, hey, pervert, get your camera out of here. So I'm just going to give you some drone footage of that. But hey, I tell you what, just to prove where I'm standing, I'm going to turn this all the way around, and boom. You've got Pikes Peak just in the background there. And that is all in the same field. And that's why Banning Lewis, I feel like, has a lot to offer as a master plan community because of these views, the amenities. You got pickleball courts. You can have, there's a full school district in Banning Lewis. Your kid can go from kindergarten all the way through high school in this subdivision. The current economic strains that the economy has put on builders has really forced builders to make these very small houses. So on this side of the neighborhood, we'll call it, where you have some, gosh, $600,000-$700,000 single family homes that, I mean, some of them can be 10, 15 years old, 4,000 square foot homes. Some of the newer sections in Banning Lewis, they're talking about building houses that are less than 1,000 square feet. So be sure to know which part of the subdivisions have the more expensive homes and the least expensive home. I'm not saying don't go buy a $700,000 house in Banning Lewis because you'll never get your money back. However, I will say, don't do that right next to the new development to where you're looking out the window of your $700,000 house and you're looking at $3,000 homes. That's not going to be good for resale. It's also very close to the Powers corridor, which means you have some of the best amenities in town, versus Meridian Ranch, which I'm going to head to next, where they have some fantastic amenities, but not nearly as much as Banning Lewis. This is really close to town here. Of course, people that live in town think this is like way out east in the middle of Kansas. For the most part, you're going to be able to find what you need within 10 minutes of Banning Lewis. Look at this. You have access to 8 pickleball courts right outside your door. It's really fun in the evening. You'll come out here and there's people that you can see. They rode their bicycles here. Right behind me, they'll have food trucks come. So this is a subdivision where there's a lot to do within the community. And honestly, I'm always a big fan of that because you save so much money. You don't have to leave the community. You can say, kids, y'all go to the pool. You know, we're gonna go play pickleball. Everybody can ride their bikes up here. This community provides a lot of entertainment to a lot of families. welcome to Meridian Ranch. This master plan community sits on the far east side of town. It's about as far east as you can go and still get into a master plan community like this. I would say it's the best recreation center out of all the master plan communities. Banning Lewis does have a little more when it comes to swimming pools, but this recreation center, I do feel like is something that almost all of my clients in this subdivision often use. There's just a lot of different activities that this recreation center can be the catalyst to get you and your family more active, especially in the winter times. They're also about to break ground on a huge development for another rec center.
Wait, breaking news. The field house is almost complete. I actually stopped editing, ran down the road, went to visit the field house, and snuck inside. I did get kicked out, but they also asked me to come back in a few weeks, maybe a month, when it is completely open. And I'm going to go through this field house. I want to show you pictures of the turf field, the walking track, the weight room, cardio studio. They even have childcare and more locker rooms. From what I saw, I was extremely impressed. Well done to Meridian Ranch.
Another thing about Meridian Ranch is it has a golf course. Antler Creek is a public golf course that runs throughout the entire subdivision as well. In the summertime, you're going to come out here and sit at the pool, but I think recreation centers are even more important in the winter when the sun goes down at 6 o'clock and you need something to do besides watch TV. Look at this full-size gym. They do have a sign that says no dunking. Otherwise, I would definitely jam one down for you guys. Of course, Flying Horse is on the list. This is really the largest, most robust master plan community in the Colorado Springs area. However, there is a catch to it, and this catch almost led me to not putting it on this video, but I'll tell you what it is you have to join Flying Horse Country Club separately to get in to use all their amenities, the swimming pool and everything. Now, I know what you're thinking is, how much do I have to pay for a house to get views like that? Well, that's the cool thing about Flying Horse is they have a huge variety and price range of homes. When we start out at Banning Lewis and then we're all the way up here at Flying Horse, the price range just does this. There is a price point that really you can get into every one of these subdivisions, and I'm gonna call that anywhere from $700,000 to $800,000. So yeah, you can buy a house in Banning Lewis for that price. You can also sneak into Flying Horse for that price. I'm sure everybody has heard you don't ever want to buy the most expensive home in the subdivision, and your budget should dictate which subdivision that works best for you. So if you have an $800,000 budget, let's see if we can sneak you into Flying Horse. If you have your $600,000 budget, yeah, let's get you into the Banning Lewis and those other subdivisions. Without the country club, this subdivision has a lot to offer. For starters, starters, it's so clean, and they've really branded themselves as a luxury community. And look at this backdrop, $3 to $4 million homes in the background over there. And I realize this video is not about this, but if you can sneak into a neighborhood for $800,000 or $900,000, $700,000 even, be underneath the same brand as those $4 million homes, that can be great for resale. I feel like nobody knows that Flying Horse offers some very affordable memberships that still allow you access to this country club. Just know that if you come to Flying Horse, you do have to pay for all these amenities separately, but I feel like they're very affordable for what you get in return. If you want more information on Flying Horse and what they have to offer as far as memberships, I've got a link in the description below. And now, the extra bonus subdivision that I added to the list for number 6 is the farm. I feel like the farm is one of the most underrated and untalked about subdivisions in our area. The farm is just a few miles from Flying Horse, so you have all the amazing amenities that Northgate and Interquest have to offer, and it's much smaller, which some people may like that. I actually like that. A lot of the people that are coming down here to the swimming pool, and they have a small fitness facility, they're either walking or they're on bikes. So this neighborhood is so small that you can actually walk down here. Farm's very new, maybe that's why it's not talked about a lot, but it's beautiful, meaning everything is just immaculate, well kept, sidewalks feel new, the pool looks brand new, the community center looks brand new, all the houses are new, and for a while that was a drawback to the farm, is it was always under construction and people didn't want to live by that. But I think the construction's done. I think there's a handful of new build houses that still need to be sold. The supply and demand is on the right side, meaning anytime you're moving into a subdivision and there's a large area that still needs to be built, then the supply is most likely always going to be high. In this subdivision, where the supply is pretty much cut off, then the demand tends to increase. So honestly, I think it's a great time to jump into the farm now that the construction is done and the demand is most likely going to go up. It's located right across the street from the Air Force Academies. The farm offers some of the best views on this side of the freeway. And that's why I put the farm on the bonus 6th neighborhood of our 5 neighborhood countdown. Wow, that was a lot of information. Thanks so much for sticking it out to the end. This is really just scratching the surface on all of these communities. I would love to hear which one of these subdivisions works best for you. Also, if you appreciate all the work that I put into these videos, sneaking into these swimming pools and everything, I would love to get a thumbs up or just say thank you in the comments. So if you are thinking about relocating to the Colorado Springs area, I love to get phone calls when somebody says, hey, I just finished watching your video. Do you have time for some more questions? So if that's you, please feel free to reach out. This is Casey Fortune at Fortune Realty. Thanks so much for watching.